Hello, very warm welcome back to Hugh's Nursery and thank you for joining me again today. Today's video will be all about the small space vegetable growing series and will be the first proper video. Now through the series I'm starting with beginner videos and that'll be about 4 to 5, so that's just getting started for anyone who's never grown vegetables before. So today's video we're going to be splitting it up into two sections. The first section is the essential kit list that you need to start growing vegetables with. It's basically the bare minimum of what you need. And then the second part is going to be comprised of other materials and other accessories that you might want to kind of boost what you want to grow. But the disadvantage about this is that it's going to cost you a bit more money. And my channel, I'm trying to promote growing vegetables affordably, so I'm trying to cut down on what you actually need to grow. So without further ado, let's get started with what we need. The first thing that you need is, like I just touched over in the last video, is to get a bag of good quality compost. We have 2 compost bins at home, and these 2 compost bins are made out of wooden pallets and they do a great job. But at the moment, if you're just starting out, you don't want to worry about making compost and waiting for it to fully decompose. Just invest in a single bag of good quality organic compost, which will save you time in the long run. The second thing that you'll need, obviously, is containers. Now, some of you might have a bit of a bigger space and want to grow in raised beds, in small, maybe 4x4 raised beds where you'll be following square foot growing guides. But if you're just starting out and you want to keep it simple, I recommend starting in containers. And there are numerous ways of containers that you can use. We use juice cartons and other bottles from recycling. Also root trainers. Root trainers are really good, especially for beans and not damaging seedlings. We also pick up wooden boxes, drill some holes in them and plant vegetables in there. Handmade planters are a great project to do, and I'm sure I'll be doing a video on that. Also hanging baskets and other hanging containers, which make a great use of vertical space. And finally, general pots. Now if you want to get any of these, the first thing I would do is to go onto a local sort of trading site such as Craigslist or FreeCycle, and you can just swap or get anything that you want, usually for free, which is great. And if not, I'm sure you can get lots of different things from more discount stores, and you don't really need to worry about what sort of containers, just as long as you can grow vegetables in. But if you are a bit worried about plastics, I have a video link in the description where you can learn about the plastics you can and can't use. The third thing that you'll need is 3 hand tools. The first hand tool is going to be a trowel, which is going to stop your hands from getting dirty. The second one is going to be secateurs, and secateurs are great for pruning soft fruits and even cutting up branches, whatever you need to do. And thirdly is a penknife, because it's a multi-functioning tool, such as a knife for cutting up string and all sorts. So those are the 3 hand tools that you should have. And the fourth and final essential thing on your kit list is seeds. Seeds are very important because you're going to be growing your vegetables from them, and you don't want to get everything ready and end up not having any seeds. So the first thing I would do if you are planning out a small space vegetable garden is to get your seeds first. So once you have the seeds, you're motivated because you know you have them and you don't want to waste them, so you should plant them. I think that's a fairly good tip for any of you starting out. And the seeds you should choose are just organic varieties. You can either buy them online from some good seed suppliers, or even go to seed swaps or online Facebook groups. You can swap seeds or even ask politely, and some people will even send you some seeds. So those are the 4 things that you need to get started. Now, in the second part of the video, I've chosen 3 things that you might like to use to help aid your growing and make it a bit easier, but it will cost a bit of money. But the first thing I think will be the most useful is to actually invest in plant starts, and these are young seedlings, such as you're driving down the road, you see stalls and houses selling tomato seedlings in pots, for 50 cents, hardly anything. You don't need to worry about wasting money, because in the long run your tomato plants are more than likely to produce pounds and pounds of harvest for you. So still, you've done that little investment, but you're going to save a lot more money in the long run, and it saves all the hassle of planting the seeds, thinning them out, making sure they germinate, watering them. It saves all of those great factors. The second thing is, if you have a bit of a bigger, smaller garden and you want to grow in some raised beds, a really useful thing to have is a fork, because a fork is great for turning in some compost and digging up your harvest. And yeah, overall it's a really good tool that is useful for every single vegetable garden out there. Now, the third thing that you might want to invest in, and we have two of at home, are heated propagators, and we use those mostly for starting and germinating seeds to give a bit of heat, which is going to boost the rate of germination and the speed of it as well. So the great thing about heated propagators is, yes, they do need a little bit of energy, electricity, but they can last for 10-20 years. And we use them in particular for squashes. So if we want to germinate pumpkin seeds, we have paper towels and we put the seeds on and moisten it, put it in the heated propagator, and in a few days you'll see them sprouting. And it's such an easy tool. And if you live in cooler parts of the world, such as Britain or Canada, this is a great thing to have on your windowsill, because your windowsill itself might be a bit cold for germinating seeds, but this heated propagator will allow you to do so. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope this has given you a bit of a better look at what you want to get started. And for the people who have already been growing in small spaces for a while now, don't worry, because there'll be some more advanced videos coming on later on in the future. If this is the first time joining today, I'd love to have you subscribe to this community, because you can learn all sorts of updates, learn from the amazing people here, and also how you can grow vegetables affordably. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.